Yes.
If you could give me a little more volume, it'd be good. I can hear you, but it's not super loud. I don't know, maybe I need to just plug into a secondary speaker.
Do you have headphones?
It's probably only picking up on the one. Anyway, I'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Monday, September 8th, 2025. This is our regular council meeting. Roll call. Keith Warnemy.
Present.
Bill Tomper.
Here.
Bill Hobb.
Present.
Billy George's here. Mike Mellon, present. Brett Gagnon Pollock for the city. Stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Something to add to the agenda?
Yeah, if I may, I'd like to, under new business, maybe item A would be to have an update TIF agreement, compliance, implementation, and schedule of payments associated with such.
Item I on the new business.
Yeah.
That was what again, Erwin?
Okay, just get an update on the TIF agreement related to compliance, implementation, and schedule of payment associated with it. I haven't really heard too much about it lately, but I think Brett's prepared to answer to that item.
Sure.
Anything else to be added?
Laura presented some documents for the council to look at and potentially approve.
Yeah, it's from the contractor ICS to look at moving forward. They talked about it at the board meeting. He was gonna have something presented for this meeting because, yeah, the funding. So anyway, maybe you could add on there. Yeah, it's documents to just keep moving forward with the design, because we can use the design at any time. And he has a cost for that. It can be under me and and if you don't need it separate, last time you discussed it and we didn't have a separate item, so.
Yeah, I think that concerned me is it's an awful lot of document that we haven't seen until. I don't know if we can get through all this and give a good opinion.
Yeah, it's the AIA contract. There's the one sheet that gives you what the cost is without having to go through it all. But if you, want to review it all, that's.
Would it hurt anything to hold it off till the work session?
So waits for the board meeting and the council meetings, the next council meeting would be.
We have the work session.
29th.
The work session on the 29th. Yeah, that you kind of mentioned that, didn't you? Yeah.
That way we'd have some time to actually.
That would probably be fine.
You think Cody might be advisable? I know you said school anytime we went into these big projects like that. Just to have it reviewed by legal counsel.
If there's anything questionable, absolutely. Probably wouldn't hurt.
There was a couple things I saw in that one initial proposal, remember about the liability, and they're basically have no skin in the game related to a lot of the issues. And I brought that to Justin's attention. He goes, no, we can look at that as well. I don't know, do you remember that meeting?
Yeah,
You brought that up?
and some of that is pretty common even last, and then we did our building project before the architect was like, yeah, that's what contingent in there for. That's what they say, so. But I agree, there's some has to be held accountable, but that's that's our responsibility to keep them accountable too, because some of that is they use it as, I don't recall exactly what it was, but I know that there are things that they're like, oh, that's what contingencies are for.
Well, what I've seen through the years, those contingency funds are just a cushion that they just keep carving money out of it. And I don't like that.
So would it be on Greenwood Connections legal then?
Well, League of Minnesota Cities has contract review at no cost.
I do. Yeah.
There you go.
Now, I don't know
Good
I don't know the time limit, but I believe between tomorrow and the 29th, I think that's enough time.
Yeah, let's give that a whirl.
Okay.
That's the right dollar figure right there. All right, so we're only adding I under new business then? I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So
Second,
Second.
any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Anybody sign in for public forum?
Nobody.
We'll move on to the consent agenda was the regular council meeting minutes from August 11th. Anything in there that needs to be?
thing I saw was on that first approval of agenda was identified as being present when that should probably be struck out.
Oh, yes,
That's the only one I saw in there with my name.
yes, okay, yeah, and
And it's clerical, but it should be done.
Nope.
To make it after.
I'll take care of it. Thank you.
The only thing I found is on page 4 of 4. Oh. That was for June 5th meeting. Never mind. Because you're on the 11th right now, right? Yep. And if there's nothing else, ask for approval of the consent agenda. So are you approving all of them, Jordan? Or just the 11th? Just the 11th, consent agenda.
Yeah.
Second,
Second.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Motion carried. We don't have any public hearings. We have the receipt of the commission minutes. You able to hear us, Bill? You able to hear us, Bill? Okay.
I'm gonna record the consent agenda as a 4-0.
On the June 5th planning and zoning, it's a minor thing that I found that it's on page 4 of 4. Unless Jody had a sex change operation, the pronoun is incorrect. It's a he, not a she.
Yes.
Yours now, Bill?
Yeah.
We're just going through the mission meeting minutes right now. Anything on the August 7th? Take a motion to accept the meetings, agenda for the meeting minutes. Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. All right, on to new business. Good stuff.
Right, first one, Menahga City Fire Department, accepting resolution, a resolution accepting donations. Whereas the city of Menahga gratefully acknowledges the following donation in support of Menahga Fire Department request to purchase tables and chairs, $2,000 from the VFW. Whereas these contributions help support community engagement, recreational opportunities in Menahga. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Menahga, Minnesota, that the donation described above is hereby accepted with sincere appreciation, adopted this day, the 8th of September, 2025.
Motion to accept the donation.
So
Second,
Oh, the second.
we're the 1-2.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Thank you, VFW.
Yeah, that's good.
Next is a resolution for submission of a Sourcewell grant. We're gonna read through quite a number of these for Sourcewell. This is required as part of the granting application. Whereas Sourcewell offers grant opportunities to eligible government entities to support infrastructure, equipment acquisition, and operational efficiency. And whereas the City of Menahga Police Department has identified a need for upgraded equipment. Whereas the proposed acquisition includes a 2023 police-equipped Chevrolet Tahoe or similar type vehicle as inventories change, with a combined approximate cost of $50,000. And whereas the City Council supports efforts to secure external funding to ensure the department has reliable, efficient equipment to serve the community. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Menahga, Minnesota, that the city clerk treasurer is hereby authorized and directed to prepare and submit a grant application to Sourcewell for the purpose of acquiring a 2023 police-equipped Chevrolet Tahoe or similar item for the City of Menahga Police Department, adopted this day, the 8th of September, 2025.
Motion to approve this resolution.
So moved.
Keith. Get a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Who's Bill again?
Yeah.
No, he's done.
Oh,
There he is.
okay, yep.
There he is. On to public works resolution.
Okay, a resolution for submission of a Sourcewell grant, whereas Sourcewell offers grant opportunities to eligible government entities to support infrastructure, equipment acquisition, and operational efficiency. And whereas the City of Menahga Public Works Department has identified a need for upgraded equipment to maintain public property and improve service delivery. And whereas the proposed acquisition includes a 2015 Bobcat T770 compact track loader and a riding lawnmower, both of which are essential to the Public Works Department's daily operations and seasonal maintenance, with a combined approximate cost of $50,000. And whereas the City Council supports efforts to secure external funding to ensure the department has reliable, efficient equipment to serve the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Menahga, Minnesota, that the city clerk treasurer is hereby authorized and directed to prepare and submit a grant application to Sourcewell for the purpose of acquiring a 2015 Bobcat T770 compact track loader and riding lawnmower on behalf of the City of Menahga Public Works Department, adopted this day, the 8th day of September, 2025.
I'll make the motion to accept that one. I get a second?
Second.
Can't have you guys doing all the work. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Public Works, we didn't grant.
All right, this is for the City Hall roof. Whereas Sourcewell offers grant opportunities to eligible government entities to support infrastructure, equipment acquisition, and operational efficiency. And whereas the City of Menahga has identified a need for a City Hall roof replacement. And whereas the proposed quote for a roof replacement is $71,459. And whereas the City Council supports efforts to secure external funding to ensure the department has reliable, efficient equipment to serve the community. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Menahga, Minnesota, that the city clerk treasurer is hereby authorized and directed to prepare and submit a grant application to Sourcewell for the purpose of acquiring funding support for the proposed roof replacement project for the City of Menahga City Hall, adopted this day, the 8th day of September, 2025.
Get a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
Third one second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign.
Got a question on the bid though. From BD Exteriors, does it have an expiration date of July 2024?
It says it's good for 60 days.
It also says expiration date, July 25.
This is not the bid that we're accepting. We are,
I understand
Just a
that,
quote.
it's just a question.
I have no idea.
I had him email me a fresh quote. I think
You got a new date on here.
Yeah.
Thursday.
I saw that, but it's dated September, but expiration
Yeah.
is 2024.
Guess it gets a typo or a
Yeah,
copy paste type thing and
probably because the bid, it says the bid's good for 30 days. This is just an idea of what it would cost. We haven't called for
And
more quotes.
And if you'll recall from the last council meeting, they're not gonna choose the recipients until October, November.
We just have to have a ballpark figure.
Yes. All right, fire department, whereas Sourcewell offers grant opportunities to eligible government entities to support infrastructure, equipment acquisition, and operational efficiency. And whereas the city of Menahga Fire Department has identified a need for upgraded equipment to maintain public property and improve overall safety. And whereas the proposed acquisition is a station air compressor to fill oxygen tanks with a total price of $61,660. Equipment to serve the community. Now therefore be it resolved by the city council of the city of Menahga, Minnesota, a grant application to Sourcewell for the purpose of acquiring a station air on behalf of the city of Menahga Fire Department, adopted this the 8th day of September 2025.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Go.
The next resolution is for officially adding and enforcing a $10 shower fee for the campground showers. And you might be wondering why, right? Brian has sent me pictures of the absolute disaster and abuse that those showers and bathrooms in total are faced with on a somewhat regular basis. It is absolutely atrocious, some of the things he has to deal with. And are they from the regular campers? I don't know. Are they from people that just are traveling through, stop by, take a shower, continue on? I think it's more than fair to ask for compensation for the work that Public Works has to deal with in cleaning up those bathrooms.
But
And
they don't know that it is non-campers doing it.
Well, that's my
They
question.
don't know that it's not, but they don't know that it is either.
correct.
My question is, how do we enforce it? We don't have anybody that's out there all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
we can't pay somebody to sit at the door to the shower and collect the money and check afterwards.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be a,
Honestly.
honest, you know,
Kind of like the dump fee is.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
At least if we do put it on the fee schedule, we can put a sign up out there that says showers for non-campers, $10.
Correct. And I emphasize that in the resolution. This is for non-campers, non-park stayers. So really directly geared towards individuals passing through.
How's a non-camper gonna pay if it's Saturday afternoon and they're stopping in to shower? What, are they gonna have a money box there for them to drop it in?
There
or
is a
what?
money box there, yes.
There is?
Definitely be another system.
Absolutely would be.
Kind of red-handed, but I would know.
Well, that's just, it'll be hard to enforce, but at least it'll be on the schedule and we can have a sign up then that says showers are $10.
And I mean, heaven forbid Brian or Julian or any of those guys actually catch someone, because like, I mean, complete brownout if you get what I'm putting down. Absolutely disgusting. Like we it's like why we can't have nice things sometimes. It's atrocious.
My guess is that the condition of the showers won't change.
Well, the city will have a
Well,
$10 fee then. A resolution amending the city of Menahga fee schedule to establish a campground shower fee. Whereas the city of Menahga maintains a municipal campground for the benefit of residents and visitors. And whereas the city council periodically reviews and updates its fee schedule to ensure fair and equitable charges for city services and facilities. And whereas the city council finds it appropriate to establish a fee for the use of campground shower facilities by persons who are not registered campground guests. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the city council of the city of Menahga, Minnesota, that the fee schedule is hereby amended to include the following: campground shower fee for non-campers, $10 per use. Be it further resolved that this fee is applicable to only individuals who are not registered overnight campers and shall not apply to campground guests whose shower use is included in the regular camping fee.
Approved on today's date.
Yes. Language adopted this day, the 8th day of September, 2025.
Motion to that effect. Somebody make the motion.
I'll make a motion.
Turn. Get a second. I'll second it. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. You can put us on it.
Right, releasing Victoria Nurmi to, or release Victoria Nurmi from the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Yeah, she has moved out of the city limits.
Yes.
He's not eligible at this point. Keith?
Yeah.
Get a second.
Second.
Everyone. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Both same sign. Release from planning and zoning. Anybody out there listening? We're short one person on planning and zoning.
Right, informational, council member, Bill Hodge will be, departing Menahga soon.
What as soon as like he's moved yet or still here?
So he is working out of town 5 days a week, lives here on the weekends, still maintains his address, still receives his mail here. The seat will not be vacated until the house title is transferred, because he's still a resident of Menahga.
Yeah, it's on the market right now.
It's on the market, but until it actually closes, at that point, we would have to call the seat vacated unless Bill resigns before then. It's no different than like a truck driver, might be gone 10, 14 days. But still your residence. When I worked at Elfield, I was gone 20 days, still my residence here. So it's,
What is the intent? Is the intent to be temporary or the intent to be permanent?
the intent is when the house sells, it will be permanent. But at this point, he's still a resident of the city of Menahga. There's no Minnesota statute being violated. We can't vacate a seat that is not vacant.
Minnesota statute requires the council to do an assessment.
So like I
And
said,
it lays out, but in statute, the assessment.
I read it today. It's no different than a truck driver who's gone for 10 to 14 days at a time and comes home on the weekend and.
Just for informational purposes, I printed out from the league,
I read it
from the
today.
statute itself as well.
Read it today. So he's available to perform official duties. The council member becomes a non-resident when the property where the council member lives is detached from the city, or in this case, when it's sold. He's not ceasing to inhabit the state or the city. Still lives here on the weekends.
It says residency is a factual question that the council must determine.
He's still there on the weekends, works 5 days a week out of town. Like I said, no difference than a truck driver or somebody who works in the oil field.
You know, and it says that it's the office holder's intent.
Bill, is it your intent to continue fulfilling the duties of this office until your house sells?
Is it intent of residency? Is it intent to be permanent in Wilmer, or is it intent to be permanent in Menahga?
Well, if his house is for sale, obviously he's looking at to move down there, and as soon as the house sells, he's, I
Well,
would guess he would turn, resign his spot from here, so, but as until then, he's still a resident of the
The
city.
last, the last page there lays out the Minnesota statute method for determination of residence.
Were they renting right now or did they buy a house down there?
they haven't bought a house. They're
Living with his
staying with in-laws at this point and then home on the weekends. Like I said, it's no different than a truck driver. He's out of town for 10, 14 days at a time. Comes back. When the house is sold, that's a whole different deal. When the deed actually transfers. We can't vacate a seat that's, we have somebody still doing the duties of and still a resident of this community.
Well, when I read through it, my question became point 4 of the determination, which says If an individual goes into another state or precinct with the intention of making it home, the individual loses residence in the former precinct. And that's why I ask, what is the intention? Is the intention to be permanent down by Wilmer, or is it the intention to stay permanent in Menahga? And that goes, like I said, to point 4 of the statute determinations.
I think the answer is obvious. He's working in Wilmer, but until he vacates
Well, I'd
Menahga.
like to hear from Bill.
Bill, can you hear us? Bill? So Mike wants to know if the intention is to live in Wilmer permanently or to live in Menahga permanently.
Eventually, eventually we will settle into somewhere in the Wilmer area. As of right now, as you clearly stated, Jody, is that we are unfortunately, doing the weekend thing as our income and our place of employment is based out of the Wilmer area, and then we're back home on the weekend. And so, as life would change and things would open up somewhere down the river, we'll find a permanent place of residence, potentially somewhere in Menahga County, which is the broader area of Wilmer. And at that point, in time, outline, with the home, but one can hardly predict the market. It is on the market, but if it doesn't sell, summer comes along, then we'll be living in our home all summer, and we'll be back. So this is a unique situation, but as Jody, the mayor stated, everything other than what I do Monday through Friday, on the time.
Everything's in Menahga at the current time.
Well, but he did say that they do intend on eventually making Wilmer area their home.
Mm-hmm.
And the statute says, if an individual goes into another state or precinct, which they have done, with the intention of making it home, the individual loses residence in the former precinct. And that's point four of the determination of residence under the statute.
Can't lose residence when you still own the home and live here.
And Mike, just for clarity, I mean, many of us intend at some point to maybe move south, and live in Texas or Florida and in a warm state, or we all intend to move to another country at that rate. The difference here is that I don't have a projected time frame. I don't have a timeline. This is one of those things where one thing leads to another. The sale of a home, then the thing, the official relocation of right now. I took a position. I work in Menahga County in the Wilmer area, but I live as far as my home place is in 44 Hickory, Menahga.
Well,
And so that's how you want to deal with that. But I'm just laying out the facts. Monday through Friday, I go to work in the Wilmer area.
I appreciate what you're saying, Bill. I'm just looking at statute. And statute does not have any provision for timelines or anything. It just says that when an individual goes into a different precinct, which you have done, you're in the Wilmer precinct, your wife is in the precinct, you've quit your jobs here, your children are there in school there. Now, when the individual goes into a precinct, another precinct with the intention of making it home, doesn't say 6 months from now or whatever, it just says with the intention of making it home, the individual loses residence in the former precinct relative to qualification for serving on a council of the precinct that was formerly occupied. That's just out of statute.
But he still occupies this residence. We've been over it.
And I'd like to add that with you reading that, which I appreciate you did your homework, Mike. But with that statute is, I would say, incredibly subjective. And somebody says with the intent, it's up to interpretation, is it not? With the intent within the next 90 days, the intent within the next 6 to 9 months. So I think all things considered, some statutes are written to give boundaries, but not pinpoint accuracy. And now those, I don't like those statutes because it causes situations like this where we spend lots of time getting hung up on 1 or 2 detailed words. But nevertheless, that statute is in place. And I think it needs to be defined and redefined in a case by case. Sometimes they're written that way because there are unique cases that don't fit into a certain keyhole. So you guys are there and you can continue to deliberate. I'm just trying to say, even as you read it, I think we could all agree around the table that it's very subjective. The wording is with the intent. Well, that is an incredibly subjective statement. Is it not, Mike?
Well, that's why I asked you if it was your intent to make Wilmer your permanent home or your intent to be a permanent residence of Menahga. And you said that it is your intent to become a permanent resident of the Wilmer area. You said that is your intent. And that's what the statute talks about, is what is the office holder's intent.
But the bottom line here is this is an informational, as it says on the agenda, this is informational that Councilmember Bill Hodge will be departing Menahga soon. This is not something we're voting on tonight. This is informational. It's to let everybody know that there's going to be a seat available at some point. This is not where we're deciding tonight that we're going to vacate the seat, because I can read through this with a different interpretation and pick out a different sentence and say, well, it absolutely says he's still a resident of the city. Like I said, with a truck driver or somebody who works in the oil field. So there's many interpretations, but it's not something.
I think that's why I agree with you. And I think that's why the legislature laid out in statute the determination of residence.
No, they laid out.
They laid out the factors to consider in making that determination.
It's not to be voted on tonight. It's informational.
I appreciate Bill. I like Bill. I think he makes a great council member. But as I look at it, knowing that he has moved, his wife has moved, they both quit their jobs here, their children are enrolled in school there, their house is for sale here. The intent to me is that to leave Menahga and to be in the Wilmer area. I think that, to me, it becomes pretty obvious. I understand they come back on weekends. They have their residents maintain, yard to mow, and all those kind of things to take care of. But if it was not the intent to be in the Wilmer area, their house wouldn't be for sale.
As long as he can perform the duties, and as long as he still has a residence here, as long as he's still getting his mail here and paying his taxes here.
Well, I'm not pushing for a vote or anything. I just wanted to get the discussion and
I think you're right. It's informational. And I think the one thing to be noted is what's going to trigger the resignation or the vacate the position is when the house sells, correct?
It's transferred.
I mean, we can sit here and have the semantics, and I agree with your position that it's kind of black and white here, but Jody makes a valid point too. There are a lot of people that are out of the community during the week, but they come home on the weekends. But what is the intent? The only question I have, Jody, is you've assigned him, to be part of the personnel committee, vice mayor, and he sits on the Greenwood Connections. There's no way he can be present unless he does the.
We would have to Zoom for a lot of that at this time, and I may have to consider changing some of those assignments.
I'm not saying you have to do anything. I'm just saying,
It'd probably be better for Bill too, right? If I took you off the hook for some of those assignments.
Yeah, that's an accurate statement.
So I can have that at the work session. We can deal with that so that he would only have to do council for the time being.
Yeah, if that benefit, all parties involved, me included, and the council and having it be more fluid and not, always having technology. I'm sure about that, yeah. I'm trying to be, or that way, kind of fulfill what I was going to do to the extent.
Appreciate it. All right, so let's take care of that. So for the general public out there, be aware that this seat will be available at some point in the near future. If you know anybody, if you're interested, come and talk to me, get a hold of me, get a hold of Brett. More people, the merrier. We need people on the council.
And there's openings on committees too, as long as you're making that.
Well, I talked about planning and zoning as an open position at this point.
Greenwood Connections.
And Greenwood Connections will be, well, I mean, I can appoint different council members to the Greenwood Connections. To the
But we
council.
still need one more.
You still need one too.
Oh, wow.
Planning and zoning. All right, let's move on to the TIF agreement compliance.
Right, yeah, great update. So I did talk with, DH Capital, Kyle Davis. I explained to him, hey, we have to have a compliance sheet. We need it twice a year. And we're not gonna send you a check until we get the compliance. Well, we got a compliance and, Kelly saw it. We have it filed and we cut him a check. And so as far as I'm concerned, we're following the TIF agreement.
And he's aware of all the conditions and
Absolutely, yes.
And they're in compliance with the requirements,
Correct.
okay,
Yeah.
of the low to income residency. Yeah.
that's,
Okay.
yeah, that's just something they certify. We have nothing to do with.
Yeah, that's all I was looking for, is just an update, because I haven't really heard anything for a while, but as long as they're in compliance and, the scheduled payments are happening, like, basically clockwork, right? Is it every 6 months?
Yeah,
it was this month.
June, December, I believe.
Yeah, and like you said, if you don't get the compliance sheet, the check doesn't go out.
Well, I mean, how long did we have the check for, Kelly, before we sent it? I mean, it was a couple weeks.
3 weeks.
So, we're doing our due diligence on our end.
All right, that gets us to the department reports and starting with the police. We had a fairly busy month there, 150 calls. Nothing too major. You can see the nuisance property on 10th. The plea agreement wasn't signed, so that's got scheduled back to another court date. So the sooner our nuisance compliance comes back from the lawyer,
Yes.
where we have some teeth, we can do something.
But before we jump in and start cleaning it, I think we should wait to see what all the trial or the
Yeah,
court stuff was. I don't.
We can't do anything with that
No.
one until that's decided.
Yeah,
There was already a plea agreement, now it's not signed,
Yeah,
nothing's
but
happened.
even with our updated ordinance, I
For
still,
that-
for that property, I would,
What the judge is gonna do.
correct, yeah, just because of
It's
that
already in the
is,
system.
But yeah, no, it's frustrating.
Should help in the future.
Yes, future properties.
All right, campground beach.
right. Brian didn't have anything for the council, for this council meeting. However, he is working on some flagpoles for the, St. Urho and getting those rearranged. He'll have a report on that for the, work session. He also wanted to, just recognize our lifeguards. They did a great job, basically standing the program up for the first time in however many years, as well as, having swim lessons. The intention was to have them here and recognize them formally. However, they're in school and then back in Michigan respectively. So
Well, Rona, can you expand on the swim lesson section of this?
thank you.
Can you expand on the swim lesson section of these? How many kids were in it? How many slots didn't get filled? Just an overview of the whole swim lesson program.
I don't have the metrics.
Can we put that for the work session on Brian's report?
Yes, we do have all the numbers, and yeah, I can have Brian present that. Absolutely.
We do appreciate the lifeguards.
Yeah, they did a great job. I'll let Brian speak their praises at the work session, but I do believe that Joe will be back next year, and hopefully he brings a friend.
Yeah, good. Couple of them, you know.
Were they way under budget then as far as what we allotted?
Significant.
Moves us on to the liquor store report. Not bad. Year to date, 25,803. Off sale shows a negative, and that's due to the project that's going on. The beer cave cooler is running, so the room is cold. They've got the hole cut through, lights are in. They're making the trim to go around that opening. And then as soon as that door comes in, the actual swing door, they're gonna give us 24-hour notice. We're gonna get all the racking out of there, move all that stuff into the back. They'll come in, put the door in, put those panels in to block out the other doors. We'll be in business, and that should happen this week. So I would say maybe next week we could have a grand opening.
Well, thanks, Jody, for pushing on that project. I'm on that committee, but I've been happy, but it's pretty impressive as fast as you
That's quite a bit of pushing.
You think it's GM and projects now?
Well, I've done it before, but it worked out. I had some connections that actually got some things done quicker than would have otherwise. It worked out.
And significantly cheaper.
And what you said,
Significantly cheaper.
approximately how much?
Oh, the actual cooler itself. I mean, how much?
2,900 for the cooler itself, because it was a used one. We would have been way, we would have been talking another $20,000 for a new cooler. We did have a hiccup on the roof. Herzog has to come and block off that deal. It's got a $4,500 hiccup, but just what it is. I think we'll still end up at our budget or
Was
just
that
below our budget.
the roof drain that?
Yeah, there was an overflow there. I thought it was an actual drain, and I'm talking to them, it's an overflow, and they're able to block it off. So they're gonna block that off and do some flashing up there, and then we'll have to ever worry about it.
So that's the pipe that's actually bumping out to the
Yeah,
south.
there's a
That'll
bunch
disappear once
that'll
they
be
get.
gone. Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be gone. And then the cooler guys did put heat tape on their drain off of the condensators in that unit because they go into the cold space and out that wall. So it's got heat tape on it. We put an outlet for it. We should never have any issues in there, and we do have a big access door if we ever have to get in there, but
Never did ask, well, how much more inventory are we gonna be able to stock? Or just gonna basically take it out of the warm inventory area and put it.
a lot of that will go in there, but then that'll open up space for a lot more inventory of other things, because all that shelf space will be open.
More
All
selection.
the cells will go back in there in the cooler, and it's gonna make a huge difference, and she won't even know until she starts shoving all that stuff in there and goes, my shelves are empty. But yeah, she's planning on more selection.
Pretty good.
That gets us into public works. We've got a department report from Ron. Edges are cut on the roadways, alleyways are backbladed. Got the resolution for Sourcewell for what they wanted. I will be talking with him I mentioned it to Derwin at the work session. I'm gonna talk to him about piggybacking our street projects and that 87 water main on the 71 project in 2028. Because everybody will be in town to do that already.
Mhm.
So there'll be no mobilization fees. Every crew that you need to do what we want to do will be here.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking we can get a significant,
That, and it'll give us a year more to further our capital outlay funds and.
So
No, that's.
It's
that's
something I haven't run by Chris Thorson, but I can't see any downside to doing that other than we're gonna tear up. 71 is gonna be tore up anyway, which is gonna really screw town up, so why not do it all at once?
Which it'll be nice for, especially for MnDOT if they're having to dig up underneath those catch basins underneath the road.
Yep.
It's gonna make more sense for us, instead of us having to patch it. Pay for a. Like a road, the road closures and the lane changes and then have to pay for patching. And then the next year they come in and tear it all out anyways.
Get it all done at once.
Yeah.
Would you want me to invite Chris to the work session? Would that be, if that would be beneficial, I can.
Well, we've got a lot of time and we've got till 28. But if Ron can run it by him and then, maybe sometime this winter, we could have him come over and
See
his
if,
take on it.
see if it's possible.
See what kind of,
Yeah.
I would think it would be a very large reduction.
Should help, definitely.
Especially if they're doing if the same crew that's doing the underground utilities for 71,
Well, they would, yeah.
they can do everything,
So they bid everything on the same
Yeah.
time.
Are you aware when the state was gonna do their allocation, determine whose projects were approved for the 87 project?
The PFAs, this
Yeah.
PFA fund, we're still not, it's sometime this month, I think the end of this month.
Is that when they determine who's in, who's out?
And Chris had stated that we're in the running at least for the 87 water main. We get nothing for sewer in this town because we have sand. So sand is
What's that
great,
got to do with
sand
it?
is great, but it's just part of the deal, our soil. We get nothing for sewer in this town.
but at the
They
same
said
time,
the sewage can leach through sand. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
but at the same time, MnDOT will have a large say in if they will shut down two major highways. 71 and it's shutting 87 down.
All they're doing on 87 is milling over
Okay,
there. And the water main on 87 is in the ditch.
Just
It's not in
okay.
the highway.
all right.
It's through that.
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff.
just that
It wasn't just.
we dealt with that, well, we're dealing with it in Wadena. They were gonna shut all 3 highways down, but they shoved 29 to next year.
Even if we get approved for the water, that'll take a big part of that cost away and we can do the sewer at the same time.
Yep, it should be a win-win, but we'll get Chris involved in that. I just want to bring it up.
You said that's this month that they're gonna decide who's in, who's out.
I believe it was the end of September where they determined for next year's funding. All right, that brings up Laura.
Please, Laura, come on up.
Every time we get up in the chair though. Good evening. Let's see. I never did talk to you, Brad, about the computers and stuff. Do you want me to bring all of our old computers or over here? Are you putting yours out for
Oh, you wanna,
bids?
I mean,
Or what you
eventually,
doing with
yeah.
yours?
Well,
Yeah.
you wanna bring over and access them? How many you got?
Yeah, well,
Like hundreds?
no,
Okay.
20 some, probably.
Laptops?
Yeah, some laptops, some desktops.
Bring them over. I'll sort them out. We'll access them. I can't say what we're gonna do with them. I don't know what kind of resale they're gonna have on
Are
them.
they
right?
the laptops usable?
Well, they're usable, but there's not support after
Oh.
October for them.
They're on Windows 10.
Yeah.
Probably the same as the ones that we have.
Ours are just the random onesies, twosies laptop. All our workstations are fine. It's just.
They're just,
But-
they're not supported by when, they're not supported anymore after October, so I don't know. If people want, I mean, she has been asking, West Central's been asking what we want to do with them, because they have them right now, but they would wipe them and get rid of them for us, or.
I honestly,
That would be the best.
I think that's the best.
Nobody's gonna.
If you need a motion to do that, I'll make a motion to.
Well, we gotta access them by resolution, so.
Yeah, if it's public property, you just can't give them away or throw it away.
Mhm. Yeah, so we discussed it at the board meeting, and so, don't know what you want to, so.
It might pay to offer them to the public and for 30 days, and if nobody picks them up, then to just.
Give them to
get 'em
West
out of
Central.
them.
You price them cheap enough, somebody will buy them.
Yeah, you want a hobby computer? It's just, yeah,
You wanna play games on it, go
Yeah.
for it, kind of thing.
I just want to make sure the city doesn't assume any risk, because if there's a day zero vulnerability found, right, then, you know,
If a what?
if a day zero vulnerability is found and then that system gets hacked or seized, I don't want that coming back to the city.
Sign a,
Yeah,
sign a waiver when they're fixing.
yes. But
As is, where is agreement.
mhm.
Okay, well, I will, yeah, I'll just get them from her and then bring to you and give it or have her bring to you.
Yeah, that would be great. And then as long as you could just have like a roster with serial numbers on it,
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate that too.
I think she did give me a list of them already. I had them, of the ones that we had. So I have a list of them. So, okay, then we don't have to create a list of.
Please, thank you.
So they did a building project, we talked about that, and we will just discuss this. I don't think we really need to discuss anything more on it right now, except for to give you the update. As far as, you guys had made the motion at the council meeting to move forward if we had everything in place, what going meeting time. Well, the board meeting, it was the funding became an issue, discussing that, we didn't to the bank, so the bank has been working on funding and has some that are interested in purchasing this. I mean, City of Menahga or Community First isn't going to do the whole bond, or they wouldn't be interested in purchasing it at all. So they've gone out to other banks and there is some interest. They've taken all the information that we have and looking at it. So, I mean, hopefully it shouldn't be a problem. It doesn't sound like getting that funding, and the reason was that, I mean, Derwin had asked at the last, or had asked, or we have had conversations with Todd Hagan about what the city's, how that would affect the city's bond rating, to go with the bond. So that's why the preference would be to do revenue bonds. So, they're looking at that, and I mean, it's a strong possibility, and they do believe they'll have that funding, but they're still working on it. He didn't have it for the meeting today. I did talk to him today. He just wanted, he had basically everything, debt capacity study, the market study, everything he's giving to these investors, but they wanted he didn't have the design, I guess, project. He wanted to see exactly how many apartments and what that design looked like. So that was the last piece. So hopefully by the board meeting and then by the council meeting, we might have an answer on that. If not, we can also discuss this and moving forward with just the design part of it for that cost and at least moving forward with some of it. So, but something.
Have you received any inquiries from interested people wanting to know about the new project, and we'd like to get on a list, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So after the open house and having that information available at the 60th anniversary and the open house, like, yeah, just like crazy calls and names on the list. And there was a lot of interest in that, as Derwin was kind of over in that area during the 60th anniversary, and there was a lot of interest, and he was constantly talking to people about it. So you probably saw most, like, yeah, a lot of
I would concur with that. So there was a lot of people asking questions and,
mhm.
it was superficial interest or bona fide interest. I don't know, but
Mhm.
but I read somewhere there were 71 people on the waiting list.
We did have that. I'm sure there are more now. Yeah, Cheryl. Yeah, we've had a lot of calls. I mean, I've had some emails from online probably since the meeting too. Probably I've received 5 referrals to refer that I've sent to Cheryl. So yeah, we're getting a lot more interest in it. I don't think it'll be a problem filling those 20 apartments,
So
talked
you need
about
a
that.
second floor over
I
there?
know, that's the thing, I don't think there's gonna be a problem filling them. When I think you might have asked how soon, and I'm like, I don't know, I can't give you an estimate, but I mean, I can't imagine it would take over 6 months to fill them. It, should be fairly quick. We had a good, month again for July, with a net operating income of 96,000. Census was 89%. We're at 59 residents, and we actually are at 57 residents today. So we're staying right around that, about 86%.
TCU's doing well.
Hmm?
TCU's doing.
Yeah,
They're kind of maxed out there.
They were for a while, but now we've dropped down. In the last couple weeks, we've had discharge, so probably our TC was 9 today. So we're not, but we were very close. I think we were at 14 in our TCU in August, so.
How does your year-to-date net income this year compare to last year, do you know?
Yes, you know, before two in there. So I think I give you a current period and a previous year. Oh, that's actual, just the year.
Year-to-date, you're at $546,600.
It's probably pretty close. I mean, we were at 1 million last year, so of the net income, we're very close to it, where it was an 800 and some thousand, so. Must be a little bit above last year even. We did, in October, there's, some rate changes, Medicaid, which drives the private pay
Yep.
rates, which drives their rates, changed to PDPM. It's a Medicare went with it before. It's a patient-driven payment model, PDPM. So it's more, in the past, rates were always driven by how much therapy somebody received on a Medicare part stay, and now Medicaid has, but in 2018, it hasn't been that long. Anyway, I'm not sure exact year, but they changed it to where it's driven on the nursing side of it more, how much nursing care they need. There's still the therapy involved, but now Medicaid has changed their rates to follow that same format. And so the rates changed for October 1st. What that meant for us they actually stayed really similar. There no longer is any rehab rug level rates. I know I talk this language that's like, but there's no longer those rates, but overall it was pretty even. We have a $400 increase in our rates for a month. So if I take our old rates and I take our new rates, it comes out to $400 to the positive. So a $400 increase for a month for all of our residents for that.
Is that per resident?
No.
$400,
It's
that
not
all
much.
residents combined?
Yeah, so it came pretty close. I know that was Department of Human Services setting the rates. That was their goal. They wanted to come pretty close, and they did a lot of adjustments. But overall, I know another facility that shared theirs with me, hers had gone down $128, or maybe hers was 128 and ours was 400. But we also have 60 residents and they have 40 residents. So, could be the difference, but they kept them very close, that's the first of our rate changes. And then our rate will change again in January for the cuts that the state made. So it's hard to say what next year is going to look like, but it's it's all moving, everything. So, but I would say we're comparable to what I remember last year. I know you've asked about that before. Let me try, do for the next meeting and give you I can give you every month.
Just a comparative.
I can,
year-to-date.
yeah, I can't,
Just a
it's hard,
year-to-date.
but I can run a report that actually does every month. And it can go a year back and you can see what was last August to now. So I'll just do that one.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
As speaking of the anniversary, then we did have about 300, I don't know if it said it in here, but about 300 people that we served. Well, it was over 300 people we served food, but it's right around that. So
That would be a perfect day for it.
yeah, it was really interesting.
Other than Nate's work get wound up.
It was a little windy, but I mean, temperature wise, it was some sun.
It was nice.
I was running granddaddy daycare that day, so couldn't make it.
That's some really good coverage from the local paper too.
Yeah. I should have said no pictures of me in the paper, but let's see. But that's about, I did see co-built, there's those 5 additional windows that haven't got installed yet, but I saw their truck today, so I was wondering if they delivered them. So I haven't heard from them if they're ready to put them in yet, but they really, really like the windows and they really turned out really good. They're really easy to move up and down, seal really nice. I like how they sit and set in. I think they'll be really good for winter and residents really, yeah, they look so much, the apartments look a lot lighter,
I
so.
like right about
Yeah.
amazing. I can't believe the difference.
Yeah, can't think of anything else.
Grandparents' Day went well.
Yeah, that was well attended. It's assisted living week this week. So that was the start of it with Grandparents' Day, so.
There was quite a few people.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody got anything else for Laura? No, I'd take a motion to approve the monthly report and financials as presented by GWC Administrator Laura.
So moved.
Keith. Second. Those in favor say aye.
I,
Those same sign. Thank you very much, Laura. What time do the Vikings kick off?
7:15, I think.
7:15. The fire department doesn't have a report in that I see. Terry did mention she did some work on with the townships on.
Yeah, we had our meeting with the townships, fire department and Brett and I, it went well. I mean, I think there was a lot of good conversations, a lot of good explanations. And I think we got buy-in from the townships to support our fire department. Financially, as we identified the big expenditures coming down the pipeline. I think they're all in about getting money set aside, capital improvement. And then the other one, I think the other big one was schedule of replacement, which Jim Day shared one with me. I think he was going to share with you as well.
Yes, I have.
So at least the townships know kind of where we're at. And I think it went well. I mean, I've been in some pretty contentious meetings. This one went rather well.
So how far are we away from contracts with them? Do you know?
We're gonna review one thing with the assessor. I think once that gets hammered out, there isn't much left to do.
No, really, I'm just waiting on that document from the assessor that gives the total amount of estimated structure values. And then I believe at least Huntersville wanted to check with the assessor about the pipeline and how that works as far as tax collection and then their levy. But as soon as I get that, I'll be able to have numbers for them, and I'll send out those contracts, and we'll look for another meeting date.
Something they need by the end of the month too, for their preliminary levy.
I'm not sure if are we fast tracking that or not. I know we're gonna do a 2-year contract. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
I just don't know if they need to know, like we have to have our preliminary in by September 30th. I don't know if the townships have to know. So
I think, no, they set theirs in that March meeting, so they got plenty of time, but they want to start pre-planning too.
And I gave them, last year's math, also next year's projection of the total, not including anything extra that they're going to put in for equipment support. So they have a general idea right now about approximate what the city's going to ask.
that's a good,
No, and I think, they were really pleased. We're just open and transparent with them. And again, to echo Erwin, I thought we had a great conversation.
all right. The personnel policy just came back late today, so we're going to suggest having personnel reps look that over before it comes back to the council, because apparently lawyer had a whole bunch of notes and whatnot, so we'll take a look at it and see what's what. It kind of surprised me since it had already been through legal once, and the only thing different was those few changes we made. So I'm interested
Set of eyes.
to see what it entails.
If the council would like, I'll forward it to them on digits. Just
Yeah, that'd be good, so everybody has it.
Okay.
But now I have to look at it. And we'll see what we're dealing with.
That's what always happens. A different set of eyes look at it, and a different lawyer sees
Billable
something
hours.
different than someone else.
Billable hours.
They all see something different.
Was there one item on there that maybe it wasn't on there, should be added to it about probationary employees, expending training dollars on them until they're full-fledged. full-time
Until the
employees.
probationary period is
I
over.
don't know, is that something you were talking about?
Well, I think that should be a part of it, that the city won't pay training dollars out while an employee is in the probationary period. They have to be over probation before we start paying for education and training.
Yeah, I don't remember if that was in there or not.
It's
I
not.
don't think it is, but I think it would, I think it should be.
Probably not a terrible idea.
Well, you don't want to, if your return on investment is to invest in your employee,
Right.
if they don't make it through the probation, that's like.
Well,
throwing
the
money
dollars
out the window.
lost you could have spent on someone
The only,
else.
the only problem is some of this stuff only comes up once a year. If you have a probationary employee and then they gotta wait a year, 3 months or.
I would say, except in the case where that training is essential for their job. If it's public works, by example, and they have to have a license for,
Well, could we just maybe just add language at the discretion of the council?
I would probably.
Cause I mean, everything comes to us before,
Yeah.
before anything.
I just think
Or they get
there
approved.
needs to be I just think there should be a section dealing with that.
So yeah, if you send it out digitally and then wherever you wanna add that, just add it in there and email it back to them so that we can send it to all of us.
Is it gonna be in Word format then?
It's gonna be in Word, yes.
Not PDF,
Word.
because I don't have a PDF converter.
I'll trade.
Right, so that gets us to bills.
I have one question for Brett as part of his reporting with this section. At the August meeting, Brett, when we went through the income statement or the liquor store reports, I had asked if we knew what the numbers looked real good because of midsummer. But my question was, you know, it looks good, but we have band expense, we have this expense. When you take the expense, what was our net income on midsummer? And you
Did I
said you were gonna
did I
have
send
the
out-
staff put that together. I never got anything. So I was gonna ask you if that had been done.
Yeah, it should have been emailed to the council. Yeah, it should have
I
been,
never got it.
should have been. Okay, yeah, no, I have it. I thought I sent it to you guys before I left for Latvia. Yeah, that should have been there. I'll correct that tonight.
That'd be very interesting to know.
Questions on the bills?
When I went through the expense report, it made me start wondering, those areas where we're over 100% to budget on expenditures. Was that taken into consideration when the upcoming budget was developed?
We were just having a conversation about that a little while ago. Make sure that
Like 100 and,
that's what I discussed with Brett. We need to take a close look and make sure we're addressing that for the 2026 budget.
like travel and conference is 149.5%.
Yeah.
Under which section is that?
601,
601?
What page?
that would be water utilities, 27.
Yeah, repair and maintenance is at 104% and that one counts 149 now. I've marked a whole bunch of them in there too. That's what we had discussed.
Oh, the water.
To
Okay.
make sure that we're double check our budget for the coming year. We've got until the work session to make sure we're all square on everything.
Preliminary has to be in through the county when.
30th.
30th. So we'll approve it on the work session. And that's just for the levy amount,
Well, is that the 29th or the 22nd?
29.
The last Monday.
Right, it's like 331, it's about mid-page. If I'm reading this right.
27, yes.
Yeah, that's how I look through that budget thing. I look through and if I see things that are above 66%, because this would have been for August, we're at 8th month. And I like question, so what's the deal? Well, some of it's, you pay your health insurance all ahead of time, you pay this or that car insurance.
Or like property insurance, you pay once
Yeah.
for the year, so.
Some of it made sense and then some of it didn't, and I made a little mark. Okay. Here we double check this stuff.
Yeah, and also, divide it in half, use the sewer fund as well, because that one's looking pretty, we haven't really seen too much attention. Yeah.
But those things, yeah, we need to make sure that the upcoming budget for the county adjusting for those areas that are over 100%. All right, I'd look for a motion to approve the list of checks and EFT batches for a total amount of $182,841.04.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Pay the bill. All right, now we're gonna be going into closed session for evaluation and labor contract negotiations back to back. You pursuant to Minnesota statute, 13D.005 subdivision 3A.
I'm not trying to get out of my duties, but I have to go to work.
Plan to go on check.
Well, I was supposed to be there at 6:30, but I was approved to come in at 8, so I got till 6 AM to work, so.
You turned in your email.
Yes, yeah, I think I turned it into Brett
Yes,
last week.
yes, I have.
I can't remember. So. All right. I'm still.
Have a quiet night.
I know. Good.
Can you
Peaceful.
just read the bottom one as well?
I quit saying the Q word many years ago.
The second part of the closed session will be for labor contract negotiation discussion. City council will go into closed session pursuant to Minnesota section 13D.03 subdivision 1 to discuss labor contract currently under negotiation.
Okay, thank you, viewers. We're going to go off stream. We will also adjourn off stream when we're complete with business as well. Thank you for attending, and we'll see you guys next time. Yep, please do. And we are